is sales literature. So this is a big piece. There's actually two components to this that I wanted to talk about. The first is, sales literature traditionally is kind of kept on the S drive. So we've got this other folder off to the side where all of our marketing material is kept. It's outside the reach of kind of more of the normal systems that sales might be interacting with. So what typically happens is sales will go and get the folder or the file they want that one time. They put it on their dashboard or their desktop, and they just constantly send that document out. The next thing you know, it's a year or two later, and they're using old marketing material. Now, here's a true story. I was speaking with a client recently about this particular feature, and they had a sales rep that was using a product brochure that was from 2012. So talk about old material and dated material. The names of the products changed, the service levels changed with that particular product. The overall design of that product has changed. So they were sending out really old material, but that's just because the sales reps didn't want to have to go and try to find things on that S drive where I've got to go, marketing and then sales literature and then products and white papers and then look for the white paper that's relevant for what I'm trying to get to. So what Microsoft is doing here is it's going to give us a tool where we can manage that risk, kind of puts the control back in marketers' hands, making sure sales is using relevant information. And then we're going to go ahead and tie that in with Outlook to make it really simple for sales to access that information. So we'll walk through this example so everyone can go ahead and see that. So I'm going to go to a different environment real quick. Just close this window, and we're going to go over here. And I'm just going to scroll down to sales literature. And this, again, becomes the hub and repository, if you will, for me to go ahead and upload information. So I can create new, I can upload a new PDF, a new Word document, a new PowerPoint, anything that you would really want to go ahead and upload. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this particular white paper, and you can, kind of capture different information. You can build out a hierarchy, if you will, that you can configure the verbiage that we're seeing here of information. So for example, I wanted to group this by white paper, or I wanted to group it by, different types of products. Maybe we call this, sales literature, product information, price information, and above you've got, white papers and, other documentation, for example. Make it something simple, make it intelligent for the sales organization to understand and consume. Then now the idea is, once you've uploaded it, you can say this is the new white paper, you upload the white paper, it's got the file name, you can attach documents that you want to send it to, or maybe you're starting to track competition information and you want to upload competitive information. The other great piece is I can set an expiration date, meaning this is the only window, I can only use this document until the end of July. So it's only going to be made available for me to the end of July. So this becomes a really great area for me to, if I wanted to, from inside the environment, to search for records inside of here, to maybe create a view if I wanted to of certain types of sales literature based off of the details that are followed here. But this becomes that central repository, that S drive of all of that sales material that you would want to go ahead and access. Now let's take it a step further. I'm inside of my Outlook 365 environment, and again, if I'm using the desktop client, this is still going to work exactly the same, but I'm inside of my Office 365 environment, and I received this email from Joel saying, hey, we're interested in learning more. Can you send me some more information? I get on the phone with Joel. Joel says, yeah, I'm really interested in that white paper about capital improvement projects and ways we can potentially get funds to fund a project that's relevant to what we're trying to do with you guys. Okay, great. So I opened up that Dynamics 365 window inside of Outlook. Now, this may be different than how some of you are doing this today. This is the new user interface leveraging a lot of the Sales Hub information. So now on the right-hand side, I'm presented with some information about the account Joel belongs to, maybe some of the last activities that we've interchanged with, as well as sales opportunity information and cases information that Joel may be part of. So again, I'm not just set regarding an email or tracking an email. I'm given details and information back that may be important to what I'm trying to do with Joel here. So first and foremost, we want to go ahead and reply to Joel and say, okay, great, yep, heard you loud and clear, thanks for the call. So let's do that. Thank you, thanks for the call. Please see attached. Looking forward to meeting. Obviously, you can clean this up and make it look better, but you fill that out. Now I'm going to open up the Dynamics 365 window again, and what we're going to start to do is we're going to start to interact with this reply specifically. So I'm going to come up to the paper window here, and it's going to give me a couple of different options. I can add a template. So if I wanted to go ahead and build out a canned response for my sales reps or my inside sales reps, as someone replies, I want to just go ahead and send them a templated response. I can go ahead and pick from that response. If you're a service user and you've got a bunch of different knowledge-based articles that you want to interact with, those will be made available for you to go ahead and interact with as well. And I can go ahead and click on sales literature. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, as I mentioned before, in our environment, we've got, we can, set this up so, all of the different, all the different options are there that make sense. So if I wanted to break out how we search for sales literature based off of roles or based off of product lines or service or delivery, I can certainly do that. But I'm just going to go ahead and click on default, and then it's going to say, okay, Joel, based off of looking at default products, here's the items that are available. I can go ahead and capture that and say, yep, that's the white paper we talked about. Go ahead and click on insert. So what I did here in the matter of a few short seconds is I eliminated the need to toggle off of this email into that S drive to hunt and peck and look for information. I went right over to my Dynamics window. I used the additional information window, and I just intelligently searched for the sales literature item that I'm looking for and dropped it right into an email. And I'm only sending the email or the document, if you will, that's marketing approved and it's not expired. So again, I've eliminated hoarding all of this information on my desktop. I've eliminated the need to store that information locally, and I've eliminated the risk of sending out stale and old information. So in the short clicks of a button, I was able to pull that information directly in from Outlook into my out of Microsoft Dynamics CE and put that right into my Outlook environment so we can go ahead and interact with that customer's request.